Ooh, we ready. 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 Oh, we ready. Welcome in, aviators. Aviation fans, welcome in. This is we're doing aerobatics this afternoon. Watch this. Now we pull straight up into a vertical. With a couple of rolls at the top. And a tumble. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Welcome in. Smoke comes off. Welcome in, guys. Well, you gotta let it rip. You gotta let it rip sometime. All right, folks, we're doing. I think there was a little pyrotechnics during this air show, which was not supposed to happen today. There's no pyro involved with this air show today, but I think something happened. That's how we. That's how we rip it. Yeah. We're going up right here, and smoke will come off. You guys are like, what the heck? Oh, yeah. Welcome in, aviators. Everyone. Yo. How's it going? JH. Couple little death spiraling, upside down snap rolls. What game is this? I'd be looking for games like this. Microsoft Flight Sim. Yep, you're welcome. Welcome in. I have seen this guy fly, and he is outstanding. Putting on a little air show here, a little virtual air show. I think this looks pretty neat. Gotta do some kind of air show or aerobatics. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. There's a nice move, and here comes the pull right on the runway, upside on. And yes, cranks it over the top. Oh, gotcha. Who's everybody's favorite air show performer? I like to know that. Who's all your favorite aerobatic performers? Who's your favorite air show performer? We like to know who all your aerobatic and air show performer favorites are. There's a lot of them out there. Thunderbirds. Blue Angels. Can you guys do that? Can you guys do what I'm doing right now? This guy's air shows is amazing. I've seen him perform multiple times. Oh yeah, they're loud for sure. Oh, look at that. Oh, that hurts. I know it's only a simulator, but that hurts. Ouch. This is a pit special. I love the pits. Can you actually feel the heat coming from the engines too? Yeah, no, now you can't feel it in here, no. Look at this, guys. No engine. No engine, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah. Do you think you guys can do that? Am I a good aerobatic pilot or what? Yo, what's up? How's it going, everybody? You got it, May Ghost. Yeah, I do have it, May. Look at that. Look at that. I love air shows. Air shows are the living life of me. I could go to an air show every weekend. Oh, look at, ow, oh, that stuff hurts. Uh, there we go. I don't think I have to now. I might have to, but I don't know. They don't let you drive on post. They don't let you drive on post. The next up, we've got something a little bit more exciting. Don't get me wrong, we got something a little not on Angel Air Force Base. Oh, right. They had to keep you further back during air shows like that. My air shows are usually pretty good that I do here. I do announcing for it too. Oh, you guys ready for this? time to time to soup it up a little bit. Wait, I got the wrong F-16. Hold on. You know what? We're going to use the F-35 instead. The F-35 instead. Welcome in, aviators, aviation fans all over the world. About to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce you your Air Force F-35 Lightning. We will tell you about it in just a second. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to watch is the rolling takeoff by your United States Air Force F-35 Lightning C. Now watch as the F-35 is on roaring takeoff. Get ready to feel the thrust and power. Here comes your takeoff. They, with full afterburner, turns into 360-degree turn. Your F-35 Lightning. Oh, watch now as the F-35 will do a vertical pitch and a couple little climb and into a vertical with spirals. Did something happen? What? Did something happen to some of the pilots of the? They retire. Watch, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch and set up for the first maneuver of today's performance by the F-35 Lightning. Watch now as the F-35 is going to be turning on full afterburner and makes a 360-degree turn in full afterburner with a vertical pitch and a roll at the top. Now watch from the right, ladies and gentlemen, the United States Air Force F-35 Lightnings. What's up? It is a game. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to watch next by the F 35. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to see the F 35's capability in a high speed pass. If you ever wonder where they hide those missiles and bombs of the F 35, you will find out right as soon as they come by. Now, watch, ladies and gentlemen, here comes your 2025, almost 26 pilot of the year, your United States Air Force, the F 35 Lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to watch next by the F 35 Lightning. Watch as this. You'll feel the thunder, you'll feel the thrust of the F 35 capability of high speed. Get ready to feel the thunder of the F 35 Lightning as it's going to be loud. Make sure you have your hearing protection in and make sure you have everything set. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to watch is the F 35's full afterburner pass. From the right, ladies and gentlemen, your United States Air Force F 35 Lightning's high speed pass. I usually have music for this performance, but Ghost, you can be an announcer for a basketball or any other game. Ha! I wouldn't say that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready as we watch the F 35's 4-point hesitation roll as he circles back around Mr. Major, Captain Colonel John Abrams of the F 35. Watch now as Major Abrams will do a 4-point hesitation roll. Ladies and gentlemen, as he sets up for his next maneuver, we would like to thank the F 35's demo team for performing for us this afternoon here over the skies of Thundersty. And now watch this here at Sun and Fun 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the F 35 Lightning's 4-point hesitation roll from the right. Oh, yeah. Here we go, guys. 4-point roll. And now watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you'll feel the raw power of the F 35 capability. Watch now as the F 35 will set up for his next maneuver. Mr. Abrams will now set up for his next maneuver a vertical tactical pitch with hesitation rolls. Now watch, ladies and gentlemen, from the right, from the left, your United States, Mr. Colonel Abrams. Hesitation roll vertical pitch by the F 35 Lightning. Oh, yeah, I have some rockin' stuff going here. Some rockin' music. I was already playing. Oh, shoot. I don't have it up loud so you guys can't hear it. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. The next maneuver you're about to watch. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't. What you're about to watch now is the capability of the F-35's high alpha pass. From the left, your F-35 Lightning high alpha pass. Well, that's not going to go the way you want it to, but that's all right. Well, we went down, so at least it resets. Oh, you do? All right, we saw the F-35. Now it's time to move on to somebody else. They have one. Got to get the powerful one. All right, you're about to see something a little different. Anybody here like warbirds? Let's just say that. Actually, it's warbirds coming up after this. Bulldog. Bulldog. Uh, Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, watch on takeoff. Now watch this as he pulls straight back on the stick and does a nice little roll. Here we go. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Nice roll over the top right off the bat. How about that? Give it up right there, folks. Yes, it's the Stearman. Nobody flies better in the PT-17 Stearman. Unbelievable. Look at that now. He flips it right side up. And this Barnstormer aircraft now rolls at 80 degrees. Watch this. These planes used to be for crop dusting, and now they're used for aerobatics as well. There they go. Pull straight back up on the stick. Another one right over the top. Just a little half Cuban 8 turnaround. And here comes the flip. Right side up again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the stock Stearman and the PT-17. What do you think about the aerobatics so far? He's going to kick that rudder right over to the top right here for you here at Show Center. Now watch as the nose comes straight down towards the ground, looking towards as the gravity loses in the air. And now the gravity wins and the person in the plane loses his possession of G-Force. Now watch, here comes a nice little 4-point roll. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the stock steerman, PT17. In the Barnstormers upside down turnaround. There's nobody in the world today that flies the steerman just like he can tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, Ghost Rider will now pick up the airplane and pull straight back upside down, climbing for altitude. You're running out of G-force and you're running out of gravity. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, look at that. Holding by the prop and by the propeller. Ghost, you are excited as... you got to be excited when you do air shows. And now here comes a dive straight towards gravity again. The gravity holds you against the plane. Here comes another barrel. Right side up and upside down. Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Ghost Rider and the PT-17 Steerman. Kicks the airplane once again, over makes a hammerhead. Runs out of airspeed and holds him against the seat. Just like this. Watch this. And now, here comes the snap. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do that in a big PT-17. What do you think? The only person in the world today can do it, and it's Ghost Rider. There's a stop sign in the sky. There's 1 side. There's 2 sides. There's 3 and 4 and 5, and pulls him straight into the ground's gravity force. Ladies and gentlemen, the stop sign in the sky by Ghost Rider, Sky Thrills Midway Rides. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Now he throws the plane right upside down. How long can he hold it up by the prop? Uh-oh, losing propeller. And now gains it again, ladies and gentlemen. Your Ghost Rider, Sky Thrills Midway Rides at his PT-17 Steerman. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen, about Ghost Rider Sky Thrills air shows? Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, how about that? Ghost Rider air shows, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Let's hear it for Ghost Rider air shows. Ghost Rider Sky Thrills air shows. Oh, Michael Cole. That's who it is, William Michael Cole, WWE announcer. Yes, look at that. That was nice. Who's enjoying this? Yeah, he means Michael Cole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to get into the Warbirds. Anybody here like Warbirds? Warbirds are very important to the history of World War II, ladies and gentlemen, which now gives us the opportunity to fly some of the old classic World War II planes. And what we're about to see, what you're about to see, folks, on rolling takeoff, you'll hear a lot of engines, and you see a lot of these planes. Now, these trainers in World War II used to be trainers for the air pilots that wanted to fly and train in World War II. So these planes were trainer aircraft, and you're going to see a whole bunch of these up in the air right now as we launch. Okay, as we launch, that's what I'm saying. As we launch a whole bunch, and this is you're not going to want to miss this, ladies and gentlemen. Later on, you'll see a whole bunch of these, and actually, you'll see a lot of these right now. And I can tell you right now, this is going to be something you guys won't want to miss. We have a whole bunch of formations. Let's have about 10 aircraft. And the wingmen, we're having 11 T6s as they're lining up. You got a whole bunch of these warbirds and these beautiful sounding T6s. Let's get right to hear the Merlin sounding aircraft and the beautiful sounding props of these T6 Texans as we get ready to launch with smoke comes on. Ladies and gentlemen, now listen to the beautiful sounds of the T6 Texans as these World War trainers are ready to launch. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen, the sounds of the roars of all T6 Texan trainers. In World War II, ladies and gentlemen, these aircraft were used for training aircraft pilots that wanted to begin piloting in the war, and now they have the opportunity to do so. As all these beautiful T6 Texans that you see flying today are also known as SNJ 6s. In World War II, ladies and gentlemen, these aircraft were always used for a spot, and they used to train millions of air pilots that wanted to learn how to fly, as these were great trainer aircraft in World War II. Now watch, ladies and gentlemen, as they come overhead. Over the top of the crowd show line here, we got 11 of these beautiful T6 Texans. Listen to the sound of your roaring engines of the T6 Texans. Ladies and gentlemen, from behind the crowd and to the right overhead as smoke comes on, ladies and gentlemen, your T6 Texans. With the sights and sounds of these engine roars of the T6s, SNJs were also another category of another way of T6s. Yeah, that's right. A lot of aircraft like the T6s also have known as possibility as they're flying in formation today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to watch on takeoff. You have never seen a plane like this. We're seeing some exciting warbirds. Who's enjoying the warbird show so far? Okay, great. We're not even done yet. We have some more planes to throw up in the air, and I mean it is as crazy as it gets. because most of these aircraft, what you are totally witnessing most of the aircraft that has been, I have to find the airport again. Here we go. As what you see is that what you get. So it's T6s, SNJs, followed by a whole bunch of aircraft which was used as the Japanese Zeros. The North American P-51 Mustang, what you're about to watch right now on takeoff, has a Pratt & Whitney sounding aircraft where the engines roar on takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, back in World War II, as these guys have attacked the enemy, you have to remember, if you see any men and women in uniform, please thank them for their service. They work hard all for us to be safe in America. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Pratt & Whitney P-51 Mustang on takeoff. These fighter aircraft were used in World War II for fighting. Dogfighting was a big thing in World War II, and if you won the war with the P-51, you show off your victory. Now watch as the Mustang has now come back as he circles off, and he'll come back inbound, and there's going to be some other warbirds up in the air as well, which will have some jets coming up after the Mustang, which is also another jet trainer in World War II, which is called the L-39. And the L-39 was a jet military trainer that they used for training jet pilots in World War II. So watch now as we hear the sound of the Pratt & Whitney propeller spinning, and that little sound when you hear the P-51 come by, it is breaking the sound barrier. The propeller spinning over 200 miles per hour. So ladies and gentlemen, at this time, here comes the Pratt & Whitney P-51 Mustang, the radio sounding engines. Nothing sounds better than the Mustang. Watch now as the P-51 sets up, followed by some other aircraft which they used in World War II. And this is pretty much how you get it. And here comes the P-51, ladies and gentlemen, right on deck here at Show Center. Your 2025-26 P-51 Mustangs attack clones, and the dogfight is on. What sound? What was that sound? As the Mustang now rolls it on, and there comes the first pass by the P-51 radio sounding Mustang engines. And the Mustang is also used as a great dogfighting plane in World War II. And the Mustangs and all the pilots that fought in the war have won with the Mustangs. No one could ever keep up with the P-51s because they're so fast and so slick. Whoever wants to battle a P-51, you wouldn't want to, because it is the most highly modified aircraft in the world today. You see these Mustangs all over, from all over the world and all over the country at shows today. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Mustang of the P-51, Pratt & Whitney, sounding of the P-51 Mustang. What sound were you talking about? You were making a sound on the plane. Oh yeah, I was. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Mustang right on deck at Show Center. And here comes a little boom, 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 boom. Little pyrotechnics. And how about that, ladies and gentlemen? The Mustangs attack run. See, I'm so knowledgeable about aviation. I know a lot about air shows and about aviation. I bet you're liking this channel, huh, Eugene? Now, after winning the war, you will see a victory roll by the P-51, and you wonder what the victory roll is. If you've never seen a victory roll in your life, that means you guys have never been to an air show, because you guys are really slacking. If you've never been to an air show before, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You guys better get your butts in gear and get over to an air show and watch the most exciting airplanes in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the pass by the P-51 Mustang. Here is the victory roll. Right on deck, ladies and gentlemen, the Mustang of the P-51 victory roll. And he'll pull straight up, and here comes the roll. All right, there you go. You see the Mustang. Now we're going to get some jets up in the air. And you're probably thinking to yourself, jets. What are jets part of the Warbird show for? That doesn't make any sense to me, Ghost. That's what you're probably all wondering. What in the heck do you have jets for? Jets don't do you any good. Well, you got a ton of jets. Yes, jets are the most important part of the history of. These are trainer jets. These, like I said, are called the L-39. And these L-39 jets are just so quiet. You won't even need earplugs for these things. These are called the L-39 Albatross jets that are used for trainer jet militaries. And now you're going to see a couple L-39s, or actually it's one L-39 on takeoff, and the other one will be the Vampire right behind him. Are you enjoying the show or not? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys enjoying the show or not? Here we go as the L-39 Albatross jet, as another trainer jet takes off from the skies here at Sun and Fun 2025. And I can tell you right now, the Albatross jet, the Albatross was a jet that was used for training military jet fighters. And I can tell you right now, this is something most of the jet pilots would love. You know, a lot of trainer jet pilots were like, okay, back in. For some reason, it's not really working the way you want it to. but anyways, just ignore that. That was a little bloop. I can tell you right now, folks, that the L-39 jets were trainers back in the day, in like the Vietnam era, or what kind of era was it? I don't know. I don't really know. You're asking the wrong person. And now I can tell you right now, watch as smoke comes on. The Albatross. I'll be back later, okay? I'm going to be over on my Carnival channel in a little while. I'm just doing a talk stream on my Carnival channel, so. Here comes high speed, and the gas steps on the gas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Albatross, the L-39 Albatross jet. On takeoff, folks, that is the L-39's takeoff. What do you think? A lot of smoke and a lot of puff that goes in between these L-39 jets. And I can tell you right now, this is the most prettiest sight you'll ever see. during air shows, and the L-39s have been launched. We got about, let's say we got about 2 L-39s in cover. We've got another L-39 from behind, and there's the second L-39, who's right side by side. The one that just took off moments ago. It's the green one and the black and white one. Look at how beautiful and precise these formation jets have prepared for you guys this afternoon. These are all men and women who volunteer to take their air show time and participate in something beautiful for you guys here at the Sun and Fun 2025 Air Show. Now watch as the smoke rolls on. The L-39's in trail as both the L-39s, there's number 1, and here comes the trail smoke, which tells you they're coming inbound right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way you want to have good flying. And now here comes the diving from the left as both the green L-39 and the black and white L-39 trainers come inbound right here towards Show Center. Let me know what you guys think about this beautiful pass with smoke on, showing you guys what they've got here at Show Center. These are one of the most quietest jets in the world. There's nothing sounder, nothing finer than a beautiful roar of the L-39 jets called Albatrosses. I told you they're beautiful. As we set up the Warbird landing, we'll have another act. We have another act. Yep, we do. We have another act. You say, please don't end the stream. Please don't end the stream because I'm having so much fun. Who wants me to end the stream? Does anybody, or are you guys having too much fun? Or are you guys having way too much fun for your life on this channel? We got something a little bit interesting. Yes, sir. Yeah, something you don't usually see too often. We don't have too many of these planes doing this kind of stuff anymore. But this time, you're about to see something that you've never seen before. Are you guys ready for it? You guys have never seen anything like this before. Well, I don't know where my plane is. So that's a problem. If you don't know where your plane is, you can't even fly. And if you can't fly, you are doomed. Oh, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to watch something a little more crazier and a little bit more intense. You see that little person on the wing? You see that little person on the airplane? You see that little human on the wing? You guys must. Watch what's going to happen. This is going to be something. This is going to be something you don't usually see every day during performances. If we can finally get it up in the air. Oh, well, that's not. Well, that's not what we were hoping for. Well, guys, I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm moving over to my other channel.